Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Bennett, and today I'm going to be starting the journey of demonstrating my new hydroponic garden that I just built for the 2024 growing season. We're looking at the garden that my wife started about 7 or 8 years ago. I was always the worker bee, building the garden beds, doing the weeding, hauling the soil, all that stuff. And my wife kind of had the green thumb. But unfortunately, she didn't have the time to get it going last year. So I took it over and basically just did not have any success. You can see the failed attempt at the Brussels sprouts in the buckets. You can see kind of the remnants of the garden from last year. So I decided this year I'm going to go hydroponics and let's see how it goes. So the reason I chose hydroponics is because I was inspired by a local nonprofit here in the Hartford area called Levo International. I've done some work with them through my local Rotary Club here in West Hartford. And basically what Levo International does is they provide sustainable hydroponic systems to underserved communities, especially those in urban areas that don't have a lot of land for traditional soil-based gardening. So what they do is they create these very simple hydroponic systems that they deliver to people in the inner cities. And so I was inspired by that model. I also did a YouTube deep dive and found a great channel called Greener Ways 2012, who created a much more sophisticated version that you can see here of the A-frame system that I created in my garden. So my system is based on the area I had in my 8x4 garden bed. I also wanted to use as much recycled or upcycled material as I could, not just because I didn't want to spend the money, but also just to, go with the, environmental and sustainable vibe. So what I did here, as you can see, is I was able to secure a couple really good condition wood pallets, took them apart, took the nails out, all that stuff, and then sort of sketched out a very basic A-frame system you see here. I kind of took it apart and, used the existing wood that I had. I made these triangles. I made 3 of them that I then attached with a crossbar at the top using some joist hangers and also some of the other materials that I had lying around the house. I had a couple really long pieces of Trex decking material that I used as the side support. So you can see I sort of put it together, very simple, fit it into the 8x4 system, and we were off and running. So once I got the A-frame up, I was able to secure these lightweight 10-foot long PVC pipes. You can see they're capped at the end so water doesn't fall out the sides, and each of them has 10 holes. Some of them have holes big enough to hold 3-inch net pots. Those are for your bigger plants that flower, like your tomatoes, your cucumbers, and your peppers. And then one of them has the smaller holes for the 2-inch net pots, and that's for your leafy greens, vegetables, and herbs, things like that. And as you can see, the idea is that the water starts in the bucket. It's got some nutrients in there, some fertilizer. It pumps the water up and then circulates the water all the way through the system and back down to the bucket. And let's take a look at the system in action right now. Okay, so here's my hydroponic system in action. We haven't added any plants yet, but we got the system running. So check it out. You've got these PVC pipes. The lower ones have smaller holes for leafy greens. The 3 top ones have bigger holes for flowering things. So basically the way it works is we've got this bucket in the ground that's pumping water. I've got a submersible pump, and it's pumping water up through the tube. It goes along the way. Then when it gets here, there's an overflow in there. You can't see, but when it gets above the overflow, it overflows down to this one. And then the same concept all the way down. Now it overflows. See if you can see there you go. See, there's the overflow. When the water rises above that, it overflows, as I said, goes down here, overflows down here, and then overflows and then spills right into the bucket and just keeps going and going and going. So that's basically it. It just circulates the water through the system. I'll have some fertilizer and some plant seedlings in there soon. And then the pump, I'm told, only needs to run for about 20 minutes 4 times a day. So it won't be running all the time. And I'll put that on a timer. And then hopefully we'll have some nice hydroponic vegetables in 6 weeks or more. Pretty cool. Pretty happy with the way it turned out. All right, so that concludes the demonstration of my new hydroponic garden that I built for the 2024 growing season. And as you can see here, my first wave of seedlings that I planted was some lettuce, some cilantro, and some Brussels sprouts. And as the weather gets warmer, I will be checking in periodically to check on the progress of my plants, and hopefully it will be a fruitful summer. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.